At the start of 2024, I created a vision board. And one of those things on that vision board was to buy a brand new Audi. And yesterday, I managed to purchase it full in cash, no car loans or anything like that. And in this video, I'll break down for you how I made enough money this year already to purchase this car by posting one reel per day. Actually, this year, I made around 5 times more compared to what that car cost me. So I'm not spending the last of my money on the car. But with that said, let me break down for you the entire Instagram strategy you can implement within your own business or start an online business and then implement that strategy. And all I ask you in return, guys, is just drop a like on this video. It helps a lot. And let's begin. Now, let's say someone approaches you on the street and is like, hey, I really like your shoes, man, but you know, they could look even better if you just let me take care of them. And that is what a lot of people do in the social media game. They're like, yo, bro, love what you're doing with your content. Hey, I can add you 10K extra per month. And I get the same message over and over and over again, every single day. And I was one of those people myself not too long ago. And that really is like not a good use of your time as a business owner. The strategy I'm about to share with you guys has worked for me, okay? And I'm not telling you to use exactly the same one. You can just apply the principles from the strategy within your own business, or if you're starting a business, you can apply the same principles and I can guarantee you're going to be much more successful. The core principle of my strategy is leverage. It goes like this, okay? So we have a social media platform. In my case, it's Instagram. I have my business account on Instagram, which is created to educate people on how to grow an audience on Instagram. First of all, I know it's a paradoxical thing, right? I teach people how to grow an audience on Instagram, and I sell a program/community offer, which kind of like teaches people how to do that. And this program/community offer made me over $300,000 over the past 12 months. Now, the first thing first, the reason I teach this is because before, if you don't know my story, I was a freelance editor and I was growing other personal brands and kind of like running an agency and DMing people every day. Yo, bro, love your content. I could help you out. That's what I was doing. And I started from the trenches, if you could say, right? Started from the trenches. So I built up a good level of skill, right? And that's the reason. Then I started my personal brand. My personal brand grew. And I started selling that product that is right now called Instagram Creator Course as a preset, right? A lot of people started asking me, hey, bro, how do you edit these videos that you do? Like, what type of LUT or preset are you using, right? So it gave me hints and kind of like direction that, hey, I must package this up as a product and sell this as a product. And once people started buying that preset, a lot of people started asking me, how do you edit videos? I created content around that in that preset, right? It's kind of like became like a mini course. And then once people learned that, they were like, yo, bro, how do you actually grow a following on Instagram? How do you research the content? How do you create that content? What type of content to make? How to pick good ideas that go viral? And I'm not picking the best ideas to go viral every single time, but I had like 20, 30 viral videos which grew my page like crazy. And guess what? A lot of people are willing to pay you money for that, to learn that. So I've put up together a course, a community, start charging, I think $47 and $100 and $197 and $300. The way it became a product is through my expertise, through something that I've done before. So first of all, in order for you to kind of like create something like this, just sit with yourself and think. Think what you overcame. What skills do you have? Anything that you have as a skill set that you overcame, a problem you overcame, or just a skill set in general, could be turned into like info product business, okay? Now I'm gonna detail you exactly step by step how I sell that product. Okay, this is something that I actually charge a lot of money for inside my other program called Leverage. By the way, the link down below, if you're interested to see the demo video, the full free training, maybe it's a good fit for you, maybe it's not. If it's not, just enjoy this video. It's gonna be more than enough probably for you to buy this car and see notifications like this every single day on your phone. I hope you want to see those because it's pretty cool. What I recommend you to do is set up an Instagram page. The reason for that is because Instagram is the easiest platform to grow, hands down. That's what my program teaches actually, another one. Instagram Creator Course, right? It's hands down the easiest platform to grow. And I see literally members every day in my community growing hundreds of thousands of followers. Like I grew my first 100,000 followers within like a month. If you know what you're doing, you can crush it on Instagram, okay? Once we have that nailed down, once we have some sort of momentum on Instagram, what I like to do with myself, what I've done, and what I advise you, my students, to do, to implement a free product or VSL/training, right? VSL and, VSL free training is more so for people that already have something to sell on a backend. But a lot of you guys not gonna have a product yet. You're not gonna have a built-up product. You don't want to be missing out on leads, on people signing up to your newsletter and stuff. So in that case, I would suggest you to build up like really, really nice free product. Take your time, maybe a video course, maybe spend 2 to 3 weeks building it. But guess what? If you build something that is very great and it's for absolutely free to your community, right, to your followers, people are going to respect that, and you're immediately going to build so much trust. And the best part about it is that once you have that free product, you can literally start plugging that free product into your captions on Reels, which is going to allow you to generate much more engagement, much more comments. And also you can start plugging it in your stories to get a lot of story views and a lot of signups. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So my strategy literally, first of all, let's detail the strategy. It literally goes like this. It goes Instagram, I send people to a free product, VSL, lead magnet, wherever. In my case, it's Viral Reels Secrets, and you can see how many people already sign up for it. 43,000 people. The product is absolutely free on Gumroad. By the way, you can use Gumroad to set it up. I teach that as well in Leverage. I give you guys all the necessary tools to create your free product and stuff. But the Gumroad essentially is totally free, right? And you can set it up, and my product is actually free. And it's crazy to think that people paid $2,000 for it in donations, right? They can choose how much money you want, but you can get it for free. But a lot of people, not a lot of people, but it's actually $2,000. It's gonna pay for this car insurance. What's happening there is that I set up that product in the way that a lot of people would charge for this product, right? It's, a lot of people said it's good. I don't know, like at least market feedback from it that people are enjoying it and loving it. So, and it's totally free. So what's happening there is that I'm building massive trust with my audience. I'm also building a massive email list that I could send later to a automated email sequence and sell my product, but more about that later. Now, how does the content look like in order to send people to that product? Every single reel has a purpose. That purpose is to get a comment and use a software, very, very nice software called ManyChat, to create automated DM sequence, which automatically sends a sign up for a free product when certain keyword is triggered. So for example, here I have a keyword called help. Whenever somebody comments help, they get a message saying, hey, here's your freebie that I promised you. And just look at the views on these reels, by the way, guys. This one and this one had 7,000 comments. This one, I think, had 10,000 comments. So I literally grew my newsletter by 5,000 people, probably just through these reels. This is the way, by the way, I structured these captions. So with my captions, the best way to do it is to kind of like give a lot of value in the caption up front and then do a small call to action at the end saying DM or comment help for instant access to the Viral Reels Secrets program for absolutely free, right? So in your case, if you're a fitness coach, let's say, right, you're a fitness guy, in your case would be DM or comment fit for instant access to my absolutely free 10-week get in shape program or something like that, right? And you have a ManyChat that you set up. Whenever somebody comments, they immediately get the invitation to join your free program. You grab their email, and then what's gonna happen is that the email sequence is gonna start. So with email sequence, what I recommend you guys to do is to, by the way, you can set up that email sequence on Gumroad as well, right? And by the way, I'm just deconstructing the whole sales funnel. At the core of the sales funnel, what is the main purpose? To get as much traffic as possible, put that traffic through some sort of nurturing mechanism, right? And at the end, have a conversion. Realize that every single business is kind of like the same. It's the same, right? Every single guy, at least on YouTube that you see, every single influencer that sells programs online, that sells courses, communities, whatever. They all have the same funnel. And the people that win in this game usually are the best in the middle. So you could be a very good at the start, which is traffic. But if you're bad at the middle, everything else is gonna crumble. But also, if you're bad at the end, everything else is gonna crumble over the time. And by the end, I mean your product. If your product is bad, everything else is just gonna fall down. You could be very good at traffic, at nurturing and selling. But if your product is, it's not that great, everything is gonna fall down and you're not gonna be able to maintain this for a long time, which I hope you want to do it, right? I hope you want to maintain this for a longer time. Every single business is the same, okay? Traffic, nurturing, building trust, making people to actually like you and wanting to buy from you, and really thinking that what you provide is actually gonna help them. My schedule on doing this is that I simply post, as I mentioned in the title, 1 reel per day, and then I post 1 story per week, which looks like this, and it's also designed to generate a ton of leads to a free product, okay? This story just misses one thing, and that is a keyword as well, because if people message me whatever, they're not gonna be, that the ManyChat is not gonna trigger any keywords, right? And they're not gonna get an invitation. So in this case would be just finished recording a step-by-step free training. I reached 92K followers in the last 40 days, and first 100 people will get free access, reply to the story to get an invite. I would just write, reply to the story with the word help to get an invite, reply to the story with the word enroll to get an invite, whatever keywords you set up on ManyChat. So, to repeat this, to recap the schedule of my content strategy: 1 reel like this every single day, 1 story like this every single week. And this puts people into the nurturing mechanism, which is this program, right? This is one piece of the nurturing mechanism because it's a very good program. And also in the program, we have an upsell already engineered for the program, for my paid program, right? But then what's gonna happen, the other nurturing mechanism is just gonna go like this. We're gonna add people to the email list. An automated sequence starts if people haven't purchased the program. So this one goes out after 2 days. We have a welcome email that goes out immediately. This one goes out after 2 days. This one goes out after 4 days, after 6 days, 8 days, 10 days. On the 12th day, we were like, yo, you want to buy this? And out of 14 day, which is exactly 2 weeks after somebody signed up for the funnel, we're like going for a very, very hard sale. By the way, all of these email scripts, I share them inside the program that I left down below this video. So all of these are shared. You can take all of these scripts, use it for your own business, do whatever you want with it. You can print it out and start sending as a cold email to somebody. And all of this process leads to selling a product, right? And this is how it looks like on the Stripe. Looks pretty cool and exciting. And the product department is actually, I would say, the most important thing of this whole thing is, first of all, setting it up, right? It's going to take you some time because when you are a beginner, let's say, and you don't have a paid product that you can plug it into this whole thing, nothing is going to connect and work. But if you already have a paid product, you can literally reverse engineer this and plug it on the back end the way I show you. So our product department is literally ensure that the product is amazing. Start hiring other experts to create content inside of the product to make it even better. A lot of people in the info product space make a mistake. They think that they always have to be teaching themselves, creating lessons themselves when they can start using the money to hire other experts. And that's what I'm starting to do within my own programs and products. Create a word of mouth feedback loop to sell it even more. That is very important, guys. Once you start getting good results from the customers and people start talking about it, because understand one thing, a lot of people in this info product industry, essentially just selling stuff online, they don't really care. That is the reason why a lot of these scammer accusations are being thrown out in the industry, because let's be fair, majority of the courses are really bad. People just create a course, launch it once, never update it. To make a good course, it's difficult. But what is more difficult? Building an iPhone or creating a good course. Obviously, to create a good course, you just need to sit and think and solve problems for your audience, for your customers. And if you're willing to do that, if you truly want to do that, you're going to succeed in this. Because at the end of the day, if your product is really good, your marketing could be, I would say, the product is going to lift you. On the opposite side of the spectrum, let's say your marketing is very good and you're crazy good at marketing, but your products, it's not that good. People are leaving bad reviews and stuff. Eventually, people are going to stop listening to your marketing. So that's very important to understand as well. That's a very important lesson. So we have a place to generate traffic. Could be Instagram, could be YouTube. We send the traffic to a nurturing pipeline. That nurturing pipeline has an engineered upsell in it for the product. But we also upsell it down the line through emails. And we make money. It's holistic, okay? Some people gonna get an email on day 14 and they're gonna purchase. Some people gonna join your free product, they see that you have paid product and they're gonna purchase. Some people after 6 months of following you gonna say, hey, you know what? It's time for me to take up on this guy. They're gonna go out there, take their credit card and purchase. It's a holistic approach with organic marketing. It's not like you run an ad, you get a sale. Run an ad, you get a sale. You have to constantly be nurturing. You know, when you have this email sequence in place, that's great, but you have to still continue putting out content, putting out stories, putting out long form content, sending out valuable newsletters. And that is exactly what I preach and teach inside my program, right? I give you essentially the whole holistic symbiotic ecosystem and show you how it all looks like, how it works all together, right? That's very important. But essentially, this is just the gist of it. How it looks like. This is the main core brain of this operating money printing system, which honestly changed my life. And I believe it's going to change yours as well if you actually implement it and not be lazy.